Hey everybody, it's Eric again. Been a while since I made a video and I apologize. Things have been busy, but I want to talk to you guys today, make a video on car prep here in eastern Pennsylvania. This weather's starting to change, tracks are starting to open. So what I want to talk to you today about is going over your car to make sure all your nuts and bolts and fasteners are tight. So I'm going to try and make this as quick as I can, go back to front, and just a comprehensive list of things to check on your ride before you make your first pass of the season. So, on my car, I'm going to come over here, on the wheels here, check your lug nuts that they're tight. Believe it or not, just from sitting, I had 2 of them that were loose. Now, I already tightened them, but something to double check. Make sure your lug nuts are tight. You don't want those falling off. Important. We're going to go underneath here, underneath the car. Bear with me. Check your shock mounts. Make sure that they're all tight. And also check your lower control arm bolts. Make sure they're nice and tight. If you have a pan-hard rod, make sure those are tight as well, along with your brake calipers, any brake mounting hardware, backing plate. Check your air lines. I run airbags in my coil springs. Check your air lines for any chafing, anything cut with a hole, leaking. Check that out too. Check your rear end cover. Make sure that the bolts are tight. Check your level. Make sure there's oil in it. Make sure that's on the up and up. And again, same thing on the other side. Check all your nuts and bolts. Make sure everything's good and tight. And look for any kind of obvious signs of a problem, like any kind of wear on the inside of your tires, any kind of wear on your brake calipers, anything that looks out of the ordinary. Look for rust. Look for anything that could be a problem as far as a structural, that could give you a problem with structural. You might want to address that now before you start hammering on it for next season and possibly twist or break something and have a big crash, probably because the chassis will twist. Okay? Can't see it. Torque arm. Honestly, I would check torque arm, or upper, like G-bias at upper control arms. Make sure they're tight. If you're able to, double check. Double check anything as far as I forgot what. Oh, your pinion angle. Get your angle finder out. Put it on the snout of your rear end. Make sure that your pinion angle is right. That's not messed up or anything like that. So do that, and you should be good. Also, sorry, having an issue here with the camera. Check your inside of your car. As far as anything loose, check your roll bar for any kind of bad welds, anything like that. Make sure you have all your fasteners. Make sure your seats. And I've gone over this before with things to check for, but just check for anything obvious that's loose. Check for anything loose on your shifter linkage, any kind of looseness here. Make sure that's all good. Okay? Check all that out. And when you're done with that, anything obvious on the outside, if you run wipers, make sure they're good too. Pull your hood up. Bear with me here. I would check things, control arms, and then come up top. Check header bolts, check valve cover bolts, check intake gasket bolts, check throttle body bolts, check your tensioner for your serpentine belt. Check your fluids. I would strongly recommend, before you do anything, changing oil. Change your fluids. Double check your transmission fluid. If that hasn't been done in a while, change that and the filter in there. Again, engine oil and filter. Make sure your fluids are good. Check your coolant levels. Also, if you are going to run at the track, let me tell you something. What they might do, you might have to drain the coolant out and run straight water. Okay, so that can be a little bit of a project. That might be like a Saturday afternoon kind of deal. to do that. Some places are real strict about that. Some places are a little more lenient. Depends what track you run at. If you're trying to mostly see street time, keep the coolant in there and keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully they won't give you a hard time about that. But that's something sometimes they can be a real pain in the butt about. So also check your headlights. Make sure they're tight. Any kind of exterior stuff that is subject to getting loose. Also obvious leaks. Check and see if you can address that. So I know it's just kind of quick. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. Probably did, but just review. And if there's anything else you come up with, like let's say if there's U-joint bolts that hold the U-joints, the saddles, anything else that you see on your car or anything you're like, I wonder if that, check it. Because the last thing you want to do is forget something and have it come apart as you're going down the track and have a real handful in a short period of time. So, hey, everybody take care. Watch out for one another. If you're going to go out racing, hey, be safe and enjoy yourselves. And let me know how you do. You can hit me up at ericsnyder802@gmail.com. You can also check out my Instagram at ericsnyder26. Also check out, you can either check me on Facebook, Eric Snyder, or you can check out on my business Facebook page, which is Big E's Drag Specialties. Check that out. Okay, so hope to hear from you guys. I wish you luck. I wish you safety, and I hope you all do well. All right, take care. Bye-bye.